everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about healthy eating tips for weight loss, and I'm going to do a video following this as well about my best fitness tips for weight loss, so make sure you subscribe so you can see that video also. So the first thing I would say is drink more water. Like I said in the previous video, quite often your body confuses thirst for hunger, so make sure you're drinking a few litres of water every day. Even before you eat your meals as well, have a nice glass of water before it, and that will help you not eat quite so much as well and not overindulge. Then after you've had your food, have a nice glass of water as well, and you'll feel much better. So you'll feel good being hydrated, will reduce things like headaches and things too, and it's good for your skin and good to flush out all the toxins. So on that note, okay, one of the most important things for me when eating healthy is fail to prepare, prepare to fail. If you don't have nice healthy food readily available, you're not going to eat healthy, are you? What I would do, for example, is when I go to a food shop, I would come home, wash everything, cut everything up, like all my vegetables, all my salad, have it all ready in containers in the fridge, so it's super easy. You've got it there, you don't need to spend time every day preparing it, because realistically if things take too long to make in the morning, before you go to work for example, you're probably just going to opt for a sandwich or go to a cafe or something, aren't you? You need to be prepared and organised. Quite often if I don't prepare my food like this, like chop up my vegetables, then I'll totally forget it's even there and I'll just opt for something quick, you know. Even if there's something for a meal you're making that week, for example if you're making like a vegetarian chilli, that's something I often make. I'll maybe only use half of a red pepper and half of a green pepper. So what I'll do as well to help me eat healthier food other days is I'll chop up the rest of that vegetable and pop it in the freezer, and then when you need that vegetable next time you can just use it straight from frozen. Most vegetables work great that way, like apart from very dense things like potatoes or carrots. Obviously you can't cook them raw from frozen, it's going to take forever unless it's something you're cooking for quite a long time, then you can definitely do that. Even fruit, so if I bought a watermelon for example, I'll chop it all up and pop it in a container, that way I know I'm going to eat it. Even strawberries, I'll wash them and put them in a container with a bit of kitchen roll to absorb any extra moisture. So with your healthy food shop, make sure you just don't buy the bad things. If you don't have unhealthy things in the cupboard, you can't eat it. Don't be buying chocolate or crisps or anything, because you know you're just going to eat them if you're anything like me anyway. And what you might need to do as well is if you live with your family or your partner, you might need to ask them to keep their bad snacks away from you, like keep them separate. Or if they're really supporting you and you feel very strongly about it, you can even ask them maybe not to buy them. They could even join you on your health journey. So a great thing to do as well when losing weight is cut out processed foods. So that's what I did as well. I would try to, instead of having chocolate for a snack, maybe have strawberries or watermelon to have fruit, or carrots and hummus, that kind of thing. Because eating less processed foods and eating more vitamins and minerals, you're going to feel much better, so you'll notice by changing how you feel with that one. Then with cooking as well, make sure you're meal prepping. So that's the best way I found when you have a busy life to keep making sure you're eating healthy. If for example if I was making soup, I would make up to even 8 portions of it, so which is crazy because it's just me eating it. So I would have one that day, then one for the next 3 days, and then freeze 4 of them, or you can reduce that number if you like. But then that means you've got healthy things in the fridge and in the freezer also, so you don't need to cook. You could even like literally just cook all your meals one week, and then the next week you barely need to cook anything, you know. So it can save you a lot of time if you're very busy normally. Since we're going to get back to busy life soon, because as well cooking does take such a long time, I know that, so batch cooking really helps to cut down the time you need to cook every day. On the topic of being busy, if you find you're quite often running out the door in the morning and you have no time for breakfast, or you have no time to kind of prepare your lunch for work, then what you could do is make things like overnight oats or make a little salad. So with overnight oats, you literally just put oats and a plant milk in a tub with different toppings and things, and that's you got your breakfast or your lunch for the next day. So just make that the night before. Or you can make smoothies in the morning, they take literally a few minutes to make and that's a meal. Make sure you're bulking them out with things like oats and bananas though, so they're actually filling and going to keep you satiated for the whole day. Then another thing that's really quick to prepare is like a lunch salad, something like that. Or even what I would often do is if you have a microwave in your work, whatever you've made the night before, like I mentioned with the soup for example, just take whatever you had for last night's dinner and to work the next day for your lunch. And then you don't need to worry about it. You're not going to be tempted to get something like a takeaway or something at a cafe that's going to hinder your progress. Another thing is if you're on a strict plan, what you can do is portion out your meals or weigh them. So I did this in the beginning also when losing weight. So I found like all my favourite healthy meals and I worked out on MyFitnessPal how many calories, fat, sugar, protein, etc. they have. I knew roughly the macros for everything, but you will get a bit of a shock once you start to weigh your food or track the macros of everything, because quite often the foods that you think are really healthy really aren't. So make sure you're reading the labels as well, because some of these foods that are labelled as health foods really aren't that healthy, and they're actually quite high calorie and high fat, or very high sugar as well, so be careful with that. Being on a healthy eating journey, a big part of that is understanding the food, like I said, the macros and what is going to make you feel good. So there's certain foods that's probably going to make you feel better than others, you know. Eating healthy 100% will make you feel better than eating lots of unhealthy food all the time. You just need to find foods that you really truly enjoy. So on that topic, what you need to make sure as well is make sure you're seasoning your foods properly, because as well, for me being vegetarian, I've been vegetarian for 4 years now, and obviously a large part of my diet is vegetables. So in order to enjoy those vegetables, I've obviously had to experiment with different seasonings and things like that, and cooking vegetables a certain way to make them more tasty, and you can absolutely do that. I love the food I eat now, and it's so tasty. It tastes way better than the old takeaways I used to get all the time. What I did as well when I was learning how to cook was I would buy a different spice every week and experiment with it throughout the week, and then slowly but surely I built up a nice collection, and I knew how to use the spices, which food they went well with, and what combinations I could make to make really tasty meals. Because I guess realistically, if you're going to be eating healthy for a long time, you really need to make sure you're enjoying the foods that you're eating, and seasonings is a big part of that, and condiments like sauces and things. I've found like lower calorie, low fat, low sugar sauces that I really enjoy. So things like sriracha is quite low calorie, and as well spicy foods, as they say, are meant to increase your metabolism. In terms of sauces as well, I would often make my own sauce. So things like salad dressings, I would maybe mix together in a blender lemon juice, avocado, different like salt and pepper and things, and spices like smoked paprika or whatever, and maybe a little bit of plant milk like coconut milk to make my own salad dressing, and it's really nice. And like I said in my previous video, what I personally did, this type of diet might not work for everyone. I cut down the amount of fat I was eating, so I didn't have lots of things like avocados or like meat with lots of kind of fat on it. Obviously I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. I didn't cook with oil. I cooked all my vegetables in water to really reduce the amount of fat that was in my food. And again, all those processed foods that I mentioned often have very high fat content. Omitting them from your diet is going to reduce the amount of fat that you're eating, so you're going to just feel a lot better. Obviously you do need some healthy fats in your diet, so things like avocados, and I guess oil is good for you as well, and a little bit of cheese here and there, but just everything in moderation. But I did find that reduced the amount of fat I was eating really did help me lose weight. So something I've heard a lot of people say is drinking hot drinks before they're eating. It helps to reduce their hunger slightly, same way that drinking a glass of water would maybe make you not quite as hungry. And then as well, in terms of juices, quite often if you're having something that's a healthy juice, like a glass of orange juice might have around 6 oranges worth of juice in them, and you wouldn't sit and eat 6 large oranges, would you? So I guess really drinking 6 oranges worth of juice probably isn't that healthy. It's going to have a lot of sugar. Obviously you can still have them, but maybe just have a little bit less, or what I do now is add some water to it, so you still feel like you're getting your juice, but you're greatly reducing the amount of sugar you're drinking. You know, save your calories for your meals. I most of the time just drink water. Another good thing to do is drink peppermint tea at night. So I found that was really good for digestion, and I began to really love it. It's so comforting and really nice, the same way as like a milky tea or a milky coffee. Things like lemon and ginger tea as well, green tea, they're all so good for your metabolism and for your gut health as well, from what I've heard. Obviously I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, so again, maybe before starting a weight loss journey, maybe consult your doctor. With eating as well, what I did when I was losing weight was eating slower, so rather than just rushing on my food. And to be honest, I feel like if you eat super fast you can hardly taste it, and you end up having indigestion and just feeling super bloated and heavy, you know. I would take breaks when I was eating and maybe have a couple of sips of water. Again, that helped me reduce the amount that I was eating slightly, just through kind of being greedy, I guess. It usually takes your body a little while to register that it's actually full, so if you eat slightly slower, it gives your body time to catch up and register that you are actually full, so you don't just keep eating for the sake of it. I also ate from a smaller plate, so usually that kind of tricks your eye into thinking you're having more food. If your plate's slightly smaller, then it does look like more food, so don't be using massive plates, because the food on that plate is going to look so minuscule. So if you have a smaller plate, it's going to trick you into thinking you're eating more food. As well, I would definitely follow intuitive eating, so try to just eat when you're hungry, and don't feel like you need to have things at certain times just because people say so. You need to do what works for you, and make sure you're eating enough as well. You're not going to have any energy if you're not eating enough. I guess if you're under eating, it can slowly become really dangerous in terms of mental health, and that's something you need to be careful of, and you don't want to get too obsessive about how much you're eating, how many calories. You really need to be careful with this. Your mental health is so much more important than how you look or how much you weigh and things. You really need to take care of your mental health as well. You want to establish a healthy relationship with food. You know, you don't want to be too restrictive and then you're super harsh on yourself if you eat something bad. Just try and follow everything in moderation, and you're not going to be able to lose weight overnight. So you can't be cutting out absolutely everything because it's just not realistic. And when you start eating normally again or eating a little bit more, you're going to just put that weight back on. So along the same lines of being prepared as well, make sure you get enough sleep as well so that you've got time in the morning. You're getting up early enough in order to prepare your meals for the day. If you're super tired, then you're really not going to be bothered to prepare your healthy meals for the day, are you? So make sure you're getting up early enough to actually make the food that's going to help you reach your goals. The next tip is creating a calorie deficit. So again, to me, weight loss is very simple. It's all about what you're eating versus what you're burning. There's no big secret. It's just about calories in versus calories out. So again, realistically, you can't be super healthy all the time. So it's maybe more realistic for a lot of people to have a treat every now and then. Maybe just choose to have one treat a week or a couple of treats a week, rather than having treats every single day. What I'm doing at the moment is eating really healthy and really clean during the week, trying not to have any processed foods if possible. Then at the weekend, that's when I'll maybe allow myself a couple of cheat meals here and there. Once we're out of lockdown, you could filter in things like going out for meals with family and things to socialise. If that's important to you, then just make sure you're compensating for that the rest of the week or the rest of that day. Like, eat healthy the rest of the time, so that going to the restaurant, for example, isn't going to outweigh all the good work that you've done throughout the week. Another thing that I found super helpful when I was losing weight is 100-calorie snacks. So I found lots of healthy snacks that were less than 100 calories that I really did enjoy, rather than me having like a big share bag of crisps or a big bar of chocolate or sweeties. I would have something like Snacker Jacks. I absolutely love them. Frozen grapes. Snacker Jacks, the salt and vinegar ones, are only like about 90 calories or something. So that was my replacement for salt and vinegar Pringles, which are one of my favourite crisps ever. And then something that I love is frozen grapes. So like a little handful of frozen grapes. Because they are frozen, you will definitely eat them slower, so you feel like you are getting a treat and it kind of lasts you a while. So it's just something you can eat for quite a long time, but it's quite low calorie. So if you love sweets or chocolate, just maybe have a smaller bar, just limit yourself to having a little bit less. But again, if you really struggle with portion control, then maybe just don't buy those things at all. And if you really feel the craving for them, you're going to have to go to the shop and buy it. Other snacks that I really like are rice cakes with peanut butter or almond butter. Jelly is great. You can get 10-calorie jellies that are vegetarian as well and have little to no sugar. Obviously, snack on fruit, again, that's low calorie, high water content, so it's very hydrating and it's going to make you feel good. 100 calories isn't a huge amount, so it's very easy to slot that into your day. If you've really got a craving, just have something that's low calorie. Another thing that will really help you when losing weight in terms of diet is healthy swaps. So instead of having a pizza, for example, maybe make something like a wrap pizza. So just pop some passata and toppings of your choice, and maybe a little bit of vegan cheese or kind of reduced fat cheese, and that'll make you feel like you've had a big pizza, but it's really a lot less calories. It's maybe a couple hundred rather than like a big takeaway pizza being 1,000 or 2,000 calories. Another good healthy swap is if you love chips, just cut a potato yourself, pop it in the oven, just use the spray oil and some seasonings, and then you've got yourself healthy chips. You can have them with a salad. It's like nice wedgies and maybe a protein source, and that's you've got a nice healthy meal. If you like fajitas, for example, rather than having 2 and 3 and 4 wraps with your chicken and your veggies, maybe have just one wrap and then the rest just with the rest of the chicken and the fajita stuff with a salad. Taking out that wrap, if you take away 150 calories or so every day, that is over the course of a week, that's quite a lot of calories, you know, so it is again going to really help you towards your goals. Rather than eating ice cream, even try and make frozen banana ice cream. So what you do is get super ripe bananas, pop them in a food processor or a high-speed blender with some plant milk and different flavourings. Like I quite often add like hazelnut flavouring, the My Protein ones, because they're like 0 sugar, practically 0 calorie, and they make things taste amazing. So you can make your own ice cream that way, and honestly you would not be able to tell that it's bananas. It's just exactly like ice cream and it's amazing. And then I guess things like, instead of eating sugary ice lollies, you can make your own. So just buy ice lolly molds and put maybe water and fruit juice in them. You can pop fruit into them, like that's really nice. Or you can make your own milky ones, like with coconut milk and different flavourings. Whatever your favourite meals are, just try and find a healthier option for them. If you like a nice Thai curry, make that Thai curry yourself. If it's noodles, make a nice stir fry. If you love burgers, then maybe make it yourself, or rather than having the big burger bun, have just the burger but with lettuce, or like chop it up and put it in a salad, and you're still having your burger but it's just a lot healthier. But also, if you love teas and coffees, rather than putting lots and lots of heavy milk in them, maybe try a lighter milk or have just one a day, like limit yourself, because I guess these drinks add quite a lot to your calories, your sugar and your fat content for the day. And fizzy juice as well often just makes you feel bloated, so it's not going to make you feel great. Sometimes often if I drink fizzy juice for a while after that, I won't feel like working out, doing exercise, because it kind of hurts your tummy. So me having that fizzy juice has meant that I've not done a workout that day. It's really not worth it, is it? And just try and drink water or green teas, peppermint tea, your fruit tea. It's practically 0 calorie and is going to be just a little bit of a change to just plain water. With your coffees, if you often add the sugary syrups, then maybe switch to sugar-free syrups, or those My Protein flavour drops that I mentioned, because they're practically 0 calorie and no sugar. But the absolute biggest thing about eating healthy is you need to learn to cook. So how I done this was I basically taught myself on YouTube. I watched what I eat in a day that there is, because quite often in those videos people will show you how they actually make the food, and that's how I learned basically to eat vegetarian, like what to make, because I had no idea. Prior to losing weight, I literally didn't know how to cook anything, and I didn't like vegetables or anything. So I've completely changed my eating habits, and my taste buds have totally changed. So now I absolutely love fresh vegetables, so that it doesn't soon become a big chore having to cook your week's meals. Maybe just cook a couple of things and batch cook them, like I said, to last you throughout the week. I found being vegetarian massively helped my weight loss. I started my weight loss journey around the same time as I started being vegetarian. That really did help me by eating a lot more vegetables. Like, I now crave vegetables and healthy things rather than chocolate and crisps all the time, which I definitely do still crave sometimes, but not as much as before. So yeah. So specific meals that I would recommend, a lot of these are on my Instagram as well, on a food highlight for you to check out. So I quite often would have soup, tofu and rice at work when I was trying to lose weight. I would pack it full of vegetables, make it myself, then the tofu would be my protein source, and the rice, just a little bit of rice would bulk it out. You need to make sure it's got enough calories and it's dense enough that's actually going to fill you up and keep you full throughout the day. So if you normally have bread with your soup, try having protein source with it, like the tofu and rice, or if you're not vegetarian, have chicken in it. It's going to keep you fuller. Then things like veggie chili, veggie fajitas, again these are all on my Instagram. I make them very regularly. And things like smoothies, again that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm having a lot of smoothies in the morning, smoothie bowls, and I've been adding protein powder into them, and things like bananas or some oats to really bulk it out and keep me full throughout the day. Also loosely following the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living Challenge. So with that, you have the Arbonne nutrient products, which are again on my Instagram story. Follow me there, so it's Danielle Dickson MU, and again I've got a highlight for the 30-day challenge too. You don't have coffee for the month, you don't have dairy, and you're not supposed to have refined sugars, or you're not supposed to have soy products, but I find being vegetarian, not having any soy is quite difficult, so I do have a little bit of soy still. In the morning you have a shake, a protein shake, and their protein has every vitamin you could think of, which is amazing. Then you have 2 healthy meals throughout the day. So that's what I'm doing currently. And if you want to follow that journey, then make sure you follow me on Instagram. You'll see that 30-day challenge. And if you've got any questions about healthy eating or diet or exercise, losing weight, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. But again, I'm going to do another video in this series about fitness tips, so that'll be the next video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, and I'll see you next time. Bye!